Hello and welcome to D&D with High School Students presents the Vixens. We are once again at the table. The full roster of Vixens is here. To my left, you will find Melissa, who is playing
Whoa.
the human monk. And to her left is Reagan, who is eating, but she's playing Sorshe, the Half-Orc Ranger. And then over across the table is Amanda, who is playing Sina, the Tiefling Assassin. And then Beth, who is playing Mantra, the Tiefling Paladin. And then Abby, who is playing Tetra, the Wood Elf Druid.
Nice.
Now, ladies, wherein, I don't know what it is. When we, from the last time, yes,
Hemsworth.
there was a lot that happened. So, you guys had gone on into the wilds, into the northern lands, and had started heading out of the kingdom of Malakun and into the wilds. And in your travels, you stumbled across a bandit camp in the mountains, which you cleverly avoided by being sneaky and silent and stealthy, which was wise because they outnumbered you and probably would have killed you. So then, moving along, you come through this chasm ravine type area in the mountains, and you encountered a giant who had prisoners who you were then able to rescue. And you defeated the giant, which was also good for you. And you found a lot of crusty things, but also some treasure. And then you decided to keep moving a little bit, and you found a nice cozy cave where Sorshe made sure there was no bears hiding inside of it. And then you were able to go to sleep. And so we begin. The dawn arises the next morning. You've had a nice long rest. Everybody regains their spells and hit points, especially you who almost died. So if you had lost hit points after your long rest, you feel refreshed and healed. And it's morning. You guys wake up. Zara's like still sleeping in a bedroll. And what did you guys do with those two prisoners? Did you like let them go?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We gave them a little bit of money.
Yeah,
and then we gave them.
Remember, I gave them money, and Reagan yelled at me.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Let's eat them."
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so then.
I didn't want to kill him. I just didn't think we
No one
should
can hear
like-
you. You don't have your mic on. Sorry. Eating. Sorry.
I didn't want to kill him. I just thought that we should not treat them with as much hospitality as we did.
You know,
Why?
that's-
They were just put through a very traumatic
I know
experience.
why. I know why. Because she's a half-orc. It's racism.
I'm not racist. It's just I don't see the point. You know.
It's internalized. It's okay.
So you guys wake up and you're hungry. You're ready for breakfast, and then you look around and you're like, "Oh, where's Duke Charzane?" Because he's not in the cave.
Oh,
Why?
guys,
Good morning, everyone.
where's the man?
So all of you are just like starting to rouse, and you look around.
Is he off with the blonde girl?
No, she's there. She's
Yeah, but he just said Zara's
Zara is
asleep.
still sleeping. But you look around, and especially you, Abby, because you have just absolutely tweaked perception. You're like, where is he? You see the bedroll where he was sleeping, but he's not in the cave.
Okay, I'm gonna go walk outside the cave then, really quick. Go.
I'm
go
gonna
with
come
her.
with her.
Take a
We're
little
all
peek.
gonna go.
Okay, you guys kind of like poke your head out of the cave. You look around, and kind of like down the rocky path that you had to climb to get up here is kind of like a flatter area, and there's just some like random kind of boulders, like red rocks, kind of imagine like, warm colored stone and boulders. And you see him sitting on one of the boulders, and he's
doing spells.
he looks like he's meditating. Like he's just like, and like he's facing the sun, and he's just like,
I
he's
said
down
we
there.
walk.
I don't think we should disturb him then. I feel like he's not doing anything
Yeah,
wrong.
let's just watch him.
Well,
So you watch for a while. About like maybe 20 minutes later, you see he kind of like stretches out a little bit, and then he stands up, and he turns around and
We're just there.
jumps down off the boulder, and he starts like walking back up and starts climbing back up towards the cave. Now, by this time, Zara has awoken. And she's like, "Oh, good morning, everybody. Where's the Duke?" And so you tell her, and she looks out there, and she's like, "Hmm." So he gets back up, and he
Can we ask?
climbs back up and he sees you guys and he's like,
Shalom.
Usha, makanasis, moshos.
Can we be like, what?
Good morning. What were you just up to right
That-
So
that-
she hands him the slate, the chalkboard, and the chalk, and he takes it and writes something down and it shows it to her, and she's like, oh, he says good morning to all of you. And then he takes the chalk again and he writes something else. And she says, oh, he asked if you were hungry.
Yeah.
I am, actually.
I could go
Yeah.
for some food.
Some
I
grub.
could eat.
Reagan's like,
Are you
So-
making breakfast?
He walks over to your backpack, and he reaches in and pulls out some of your rations, and he like pulls out like a pot from your mess kit, and he sets the pot down, and you see he puts his hands over it, and he's like,
it's like Narza.
and you see like there's a glow, like a warm glow from inside the pot, and then you see steam, and he sets it down for
I
you,
want
and he
that.
smiles,
She does.
and he's like, oh.
Is it just like boiling water?
No, it's like a stew.
Oh,
It's like
Meat?
like you
A meat
smell the
stew?
savory flavors, and you're like, he took like basically a bunch of like granola and dried fruit from her bag and put it in a pot, and now it's like a stew.
Like a meat stew?
There's meat and like sauce and like
Yo.
vegetables and
Idea.
gravy.
Aren't you
We
glad that
start
we
a
didn't-
restaurant.
No. Aren't you glad we didn't get rid of the Duke?
I
So
never
sh-
wanted to get rid of the Duke.
So Zara
Sure you
erases.
did.
She takes like a little rag and erases the slate, and she
I wanted
writes
to kill
something
Zara,
down,
that's what happened.
and she shows it to the Duke, and the Duke's like,
How you do that?
Osu Kanakte. And she's like, he said that he remembers more.
Ah.
What does
what?
he remember?
Remember, while he was asleep, he lost a bunch of his memories.
So she writes something else down, and he looks at it, and then he writes something on the slate, and she reads it. And she's like, he says he remembers some of his magic.
oh.
What magic does he know? Can he tell us?
I don't
I
know why he would be able to write down every spell he knows.
Well, not like write it down,
But
but
just like, what can he do?
description.
Yeah.
He's trying to show us. He just
So she writes down your
Breakfast.
question. She gives it to him, and he stops and thinks for a moment, and then
She
he
got
takes
home
the
mail.
slate and he writes down something and he gives it to her, and she looks at it and she's like, he says all of it.
You can do anything?
I don't know if that's quite
Magic
what he
man.
means, but whatever
Like everything he
magic
did
maybe
before.
he knew.
Yeah,
All
he's
of it?
got it
How
all
does
back.
he know he remembers all of it if he can't remember what he didn't remember?
Yeah. Literally be spitting
Well,
big
I feel like
facts.
he's study magic, right? So he's
Yeah, but
probably
like,
got to remember all his like
you can
education.
think that you
in it.
remember everything, but what if he
Okay,
doesn't?
then ask him
remember
if he knows the spell that will help him speak
Oh,
our
yeah.
language.
You say that?
Yep.
Because there's literally a spell. There's a spell for
She
that.
writes it down. She shows it to him, and he stops again. And you see him kind of like look off in the distance, and he goes, he goes, yes, I may speak to you now.
Yo.
Okay, Zara, you can go. We don't need you.
Zara's
sexy.
like shook. She's like, what? So he like looks at you and he's like, this is the spell for me to be able to speak to you now.
It's group?
You did.
Duke's group?
I am Sharzane Malakuni.
Well, it's nice to meet
have
you.
menial?
I have many. He's like, I want to thank you for your caring of me.
And then I look him dead in his eyes and I say, know the spell to grow back my finger that you ate.
I can do this. Or do you wish for it to happen now?
Yeah. Like right at this
Give me
moment.
your hand.
You said pretty fingers.
You feel a weird tingling and then a sharp pain.
I scream.
And you literally see your finger starting to regenerate. And after like
Can he do
30
that
seconds,
as a
it's back.
bartender at my job.
I hate that.
We
Thank
are
you.
going to the north.
Yeah, we're trying to find a orb. The air orb.
When?
The them.
Do you
Them.
remember
Same
anything
thing.
about that?
Oh, right.
Why is it that you seek these things?
We're paid to. It's kind of like our job.
By my brother?
No.
We don't like him. We don't like him.
I mean, we don't hate him, but like, we don't
Your
know
brother
him.
hates us.
Doesn't he hate his brother? So that's why we're saying that we don't like him.
You are paid to find the breath of them.
Yeah, basically.
Do you know why they seek this? Your employer?
No, we don't really ask questions. We just like money.
For
Do you know anything about
decoration.
Yeah, what could he
This
do with this?
orb?
Like, what are the uses of it? Like, do you know why he would want it?
Meta moment. Have you ever shown him the artifact?
No.
Okay, so he doesn't know that you have it. All right.
No, I don't think anyone knows that I have it.
Okay, so he's like, there are 4 stones, special stones, 1 for each element. They have the power of gods in them. If you open up another bag of something, I am going to stab you with a D4. Do you see this? Roll this
So we
in.
can have one.
Give me one.
So me and Beth can.
So,
Hey, I bought you lunch yesterday.
shut up.
Stop, just stop.
But it was like way more than
Okay, what does he know about this stuff?
These stones are very powerful. There are other elemental crystals which can make your magic stronger.
Wait.
But these stones, the god stones, are special because they are the only stones of each element which are made to open a very special magical power.
Okay. And is that like power only accessible to people like her who already have powers, or could I use it too?
Interesting question.
The power of an elemental crystal enhances magic
That you already have?
if you know it.
What if you don't have it?
Yeah, like what if you've never been able to use magic?
Useless.
You may notice something but not be able to wield it. Such as you might feel heat from the sun, but you cannot make fire from your hand from this heat.
Okay.
But even with no magic, the elementals, crystals can protect if you have.
Okay, wait, so you said open something.
Like open the ability to have powers.
Oh.
No,
Or
we
do
said
you mean like
plural.
open like a place? Like we going back to the
powers.
place you were mentioning? Something like that? Is it related in any way?
There is a very ancient, powerful magic device, but it only works with the god stones. If god stones are placed into device can open portal, but it's very dangerous.
A rack is.
My brother
That's what I'm thinking.
does not want to open portal.
Is it the portal to a Rakazine?
Yes, can be portal to a Rakazine.
Can it be a portal to whatever we choose, or is it a specific location portal?
Can be portal to anywhere, but must know it.
Like you have to have been there
Yes.
Space.
But
Go ahead.
god stones are not only to activate the device. The device takes in more power from each element. Bigger gate, more power to take in. My brother and other ancients do not wish to use device because they think if device is active, it can destroy all of New Wolf Otmai.
So thoughts, ladies. Maybe we shouldn't let him have this.
Maybe,
Only we should have it. What do we think about backstabbing our employer, ladies?
it's a potential future.
But
Maybe
what
discuss
would
it
we do
later.
with it when we got
What
it?
if we just
Right.
like focus on getting it first?
And then making sure that they never are together ever again.
So find it and destroy it?
So what reason
I-
does your brother have to not want to open the portal? Other than, is it just the fact that you could get there?
Or is it because he's like big and powerful now and he doesn't want to lose that?
He doesn't want to leave.
Yes. There are some of the ancients, my brother, them, Vrajetor Donezu, who wish to keep New Wolf Otmai and not go back to Arakazin.
Would you like to
But
go
some
back?
of other ancients long to return home. Was because I wish to return home that Tertingi, my brother, put me into this sleep.
He didn't want to get dethroned.
So what should we do about your brother? What do you want to do?
My brother is south of us now, but where you go, you seek breath of Vem. He's guarded by Vem. Do your people know Vem?
I mean, no, we know she's a wind goddess. That's about the extent of our knowledge. Or should we do a roll?
Well, you know that. Your characters learned that.
Yeah.
Anybody with religion want to make a roll?
Yes, I have +6. 17 plus 6.
23. That's more than sufficient to confirm what Sorshe said. So you know that there are 4 elemental deities, right? Ayuk is the god of earth. Deepa is the god of fire. Vusek is the goddess of water. And Vem is the goddess of wind.
You want to
And
repeat
then
those?
the 5th divine force is Taik. Taik is the genderless deity of the void.
Is like
Like
the more powerful overall, like
None are supposed to be more powerful than any of the others. That's why there's balance that you know of in all of your religious studies.
okay.
However, when you say what you say, Sharsane stops and he goes, Vem is not goddess. Vem is ancient, like Sharsane and Tertingi. Vem come from Arakazin.
Are they all from
You
Arakazin?
think Vem
Yeah.
is goddess?
Yeah, they all. I know. We hear you mentioned that they were all from Rakazine before. Remember, like they're the first ones to come.
So they're not.
You've never heard this.
Yeah.
In your knowledge, Vem has always been a
Yeah.
goddess.
Well, yeah.
He's telling you that
Remember-
someone who you knew to be a goddess is not a goddess.
It's just like a celestial.
We thought that she was a goddess, but coming from there still,
Oh.
right?
Yeah. So are the rest of them?
I do not know rest.
Celeste.
Who are rest?
What,
Yeah, I
The-
only
the
wrote
other,
the
other
Taik.
elementals.
So you would know them. So you say each name. You're
Yeah.
like Ayuk. He's like, no, I don't know this name. Vusek? No.
not gods.
Deepa? No.
Do you know?
I don't know these names.
Who-
Vem, I know. I know Vem. She is beautiful woman from Arakazin.
And I'm not-
Very ancient like me and Tertingi and Vrajet Ordonezu.
Wait,
Oh, we should
You
find
knew her
them.
Yeah. Should we talk to her?
Are you friends?
Yes.
Were you companions?
wait,
She
is it
is
Raja told
one
one of
of
the names,
ancients.
but like a short, like a longer version?
Anybody who wants to make a history check?
Ooh,
Ooh, a
Nope.
whole lot of suckage right
a
now.
whole lot of.
Maybe Amanda's gonna come through.
I got a 2.
Suck. Oh, yeah.
18.
18.
Thanks.
Sina, guess what? You're a tiefling and an assassin. And where are you from? Do you remember what country you're from? You're from the Mantirum.
Yeah.
And you know that name, Vrajator Domnezu, because
I do.
that is the king, the overking of the Mantirum. And also the most powerful wizard in a country of wizards.
There you go.
Your sisters were trained as assassins. Your brothers studied at the academy in the Mantirum. They are wizards.
Oh,
You
is that
know
a
this
sexist
name.
society?
You know Vrajator Domnezu is the overking, the king, the arch wizard of the Mantirum.
So we don't want to.
And now you hear Sharsane saying that the leader of your country is an ancient like he is.
Can you repeat the element gods again? I got Ayuk. What's he for?
Ayuk is earth. Vusek is water. Deepa is fire.
Cool.
And
Got him.
Them is wind. And then Taik is void.
Yep.
You still don't answer my question though. Are you companions of this femme?
We ancients were coming from Arakazin. Was many more, but many died when Nuof Otmai come up to leave Arakazin.
All right. Let's just keep walking and eat our food. Yeah.
Oh, back.
What do you want to do about the travels? Like, would you rather?
Well, do we have to find
Should-
them?
well,
Like,
okay,
should we
should
find
we-
these
We should go
ancients?
find
I'm
them.
asking.
But
do you want to
we
go
should-
north to try to get?
I will go with you.
Because
But
I would
the
like
thing
to see
is-
them.
Okay.
He's been
Okay.
long time.
and because he has been asleep, but Vem hasn't, so Vem might know who the other
Yeah.
deities are.
But also, if we talk to them, since she doesn't want to open whatever, is she going to be like, what? Why?
We don't have to tell
Is
her
she
that
gonna
we're
f-
there to open it.
That's true. But also, like, if we want more information on the orb, she might be sus.
Well, not
We'll
if we
just
have
take
him.
It. Yeah, we'll just take it.
That's true. But I just don't want, like, I'm thinking
Well,
there's
and
a
if we
chance.
get there and we talk to her, we might not even want it anymore.
That's
so
true.
I feel like we should just go and
Yeah.
talk to her.
So
Northward.
you're going to head north?
Yeah,
Okay,
Are you
yeah.
scouting the route?
Sure.
Do you want to stay in the mountains, or do you want to dip back out into the land and see how that works out?
Can we stay like by like the foothills of the mountains?
Yep.
That's what we'll do.
Okay, so you're going to make a survival check first. Add in your bonus.
13.
Okay, not bad. You don't get lost. All right, you continue heading north. Sorshe's kind of scouting, like winding away down out of the mountains, and you kind of get down to sort of the foothills. So it's still rocky, and there's still like kind of ups and downs, but it's not as treacherous as where you guys were before. And you continue traveling. You guys go for several hours. And at a certain point, you notice that Sharsane goes to speak to you, and he's like, "Groshkapas." He's like, he goes, "How much farther?" So he had to like, you notice that he had to recast that spell. But then he does, and then he's like, "How much farther till is towns?"
Debatable. Whether we want to make camp or not.
So Zara actually, she's like, "Well, actually," and she like goes into her map case in her book, and she's like, "If we travel at a decent pace, we should be able to make." There's an outpost called Kassane, and it's probably about another half day's journey. It's a trading post that's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but they have inns and shops, and it should be safe to stay there.
All right, guys, 12 more hours. We got this.
Zara's like the Garbars.
So she packs up her stuff. You guys continue walking. All right. In the late afternoon, as you guys have been traveling, you guys stop for a brief like rest and
Don't we have
food.
horses?
No.
No.
We left our horses, like,
Did, but
a long time ago.
No, I thought we got horses again. We bought them from that guy at the farm.
Nope. No farm.
no, we did do that. But remember when we were passing
we did
through the
get them,
chasm, we
yeah.
couldn't bring them.
I thought we had her, like, thing. Her shadow hide.
Yeah, but we still couldn't make a lot of noise.
Whatever. We don't have horses.
It's 'cause you weren't
Let's
there.
just not have horses.
It's because I
So,
played your character.
in the late afternoon, you guys are traveling kind of through the foothills. And everybody make a perception check.
13.
18.
I need that die that you just put
What's
in.
more than 20? It's like 20 something.
24.
25.
So all of you that had more than a 15, you hear some movement, like kind of uphill and like 50 yards ahead of you, coming from like a craggy, rocky area. You hear like rocks, like some rocks kind of fall, and you hear like movement.
Can I stealthily make my way up there with a nice stealth roll to check?
Yes,
Is it dark out? Right now?
15.
it's not dark, but it's like starting to, sunset.
Twilight.
Yeah, 15.
Okay, 15's pretty good. You like skitter up there, and you look around. You don't see anything. But you do see, like, tracks in the dirt.
What type?
And they look like footprints, but bigger than human footprints, but definitely like footprints maybe with toenails or claws in them. But they seem humanoid in their style.
Hey guys.
But you don't see anything.
Hey guys, there's big old footprints.
Do you skitter back down and tell them this? Okay.
If we have to deal with another like troll giant thing, I'm going to cry.
Prepare to cry. No, I'm just
Your
kidding.
character's so
Does
good for
anybody
that.
say anything after Woe comes down?
I
say-
whisper and I say, let's do her shadow thing to conceal us and let's walk continuously.
So when you explained what you saw, Sharsane, like, you notice he like looks up there
What do you
and
see?
he's like,
Spy.
maybe what you saw might be invisible creature.
That's a good point.
I can do spell of detecting magic. You want?
Yes, please.
Yes. Because that way
Him
I don't have to
talking
do
honestly
it.
makes life so much easier.
And you see he does this spell and he like looks up there and he's like, and then you see he turns and looks at you, Mantra.
Is it a tiefling?
No.
No, he's detecting
He's looking
magic.
up there and then he turns and looks at you and he's like, and he steps back several feet.
'Cause
Is
we
it
have-
on me?
What do you have in your bag, Mantra?
Oh no!
Is very powerful magic.
Deception.
No, he already saw it.
Just be like, I don't got it.
About that. So, before I was with them, I was entrusted with this artifact, and I have to figure out what to do with it and keep it safe.
What does artifact look like?
I'll pull it out.
You do?
That
so
might be kind of dangerous with an invisible
You reach into the
monster
backpack
thing.
and you pull it out, and he's like you see his jaw drop. Like, is device.
What device?
Is device of the gods.
Oh my
Device?
god, no way.
Fucking
Device? Are you
kidding
saying
me.
device or device?
Device.
This is why you seek breath of Vem. You have other stones?
No, my former companions are on separate journeys searching for them.
Wait, don't we have one?
Beecher has one. You remember which one he has?
Wait, I thought we had
Doesn't he
one.
have like the
No.
powerful one? Like
He's got the void stone.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Do you tell Sharzane that?
No.
Okay. He's like, I see now why you seek godstones. We should find them. She will know answers.
Bruh,
Okay,
that's
cool.
what
Let's
insane.
keep going then. What dude is around us?
I don't see
Okay.
in mountains anything dangerous.
Okay, then keep walking. La-di-da-di-da.
I'm sorry we hid this from
All
you.
right, so you
Well,
guys,
she hid it from us.
he,
Yeah,
he
you
nods
guys
to you,
know.
Sina, and he's
Oh.
like, it's,
Well, I'm sorry she hid it from me.
I understand why you hide. It's very important not to show to other people because
it's safety.
many people would not know this. But if no magic, they will know this is powerful magic.
Yeah.
Might not know what is for, but will know. This make light in magic. Light like sun is very powerful, but many don't know how to use it. Them will know.
Okay.
Yeah, but do we trust them?
Not yet, but we can
We haven't
still
even
check
met
it out.
them yet,
Sharsane
so-
has been sleeping a long time. I
Them?
hope them is still wise and good.
Yeah.
She was
What if she's like...
wisest and most pure of all ancients from Arakazin.
What if your brother got to her, though? What if she's like his
I
concubine
do
or
not
something?
know.
Okay.
Brother,
Okay.
he's such a bad-
You guys travel onward.
Yeah.
You travel for another 2 hours, and it is now like getting to be nighttime. So, question: do you continue pushing on
How far away are we?
towards the fort and trading post of Kisane, or do you try to make a camp here? You're still about 2 hours, so you'd be traveling in dark for another 2 hours, which is fine for everyone except you.
Dope.
Although,
I think that's okay. We can
Well, she has
protect
dark
both.
vision.
Yeah.
oh, you do.
We all
Yes,
have dark
you-
vision.
Yeah.
You forget that
Always
every time.
I'm chilling
You don't have it, but you can
Yeah.
activate it with your chi.
for
Okay.
like
So you guys continue.
an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah?
keep going.
Okay. Who's on point? Are you
I'm still
on
leading
point?
now.
All
I
right.
can
Make a perception
I
check.
can do it too.
Make a perception check.
20.
17.
Oh yeah, 20. Just 20.
You guys are walking along, and it's pretty much now flattened land. Like you're still like the mountains are kind of to your right, but the land is flattened out quite a bit. So there's no like boulders or anything for people to hide behind. There's very little vegetation. Like there's no trees in this area. It's just kind of like scrub brush. But both of you, as you're walking, somewhere maybe about 80 to 100 feet ahead of you, you hear some noise.
Okay.
It's a growling.
I
you
take
did that
out my bow.
specifically out of our dark vision range, and I
I take out
Don't like
my longbow, and I
Could
set it
run
the
up
tip on fire
so that it isn't.
of one of the arrows. and I
But that'd
shoot
be
it.
scary.
Shoot it in that direction.
Yeah.
Make a roll.
this is a bad idea.
What do I have to add?
Your longbow bonus.
Can I just
It's a
prepare my
19.
longbow too?
Oh, no.
So that
I just
way-
rolled a 19.
Okay.
so I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you guys are all
I'm gonna
traveling.
draw the front now. What?
Zara and Sharsane are walking between you guys, kind of towards the mid and back.
Okay.
They're up front, and you notice that Sorshe fires like a flaming arrow out into the distance.
Flynn.
And you hear the growling stop for a moment.
Why did you do that?
Because something was
The
growling.
growling stops.
But if you can't see it, why would you just dead aim?
Now, you see about 100 feet out where the arrow lands, because it's still burning.
I wanted to see if it was set like
You
the
can
bush
see
on
like
fire.
there's a little bit of like shadow and movement, but you can't see quite what it is until you get closer.
Did the bush set on fire? Because that was my intention.
I'm
No,
gonna.
It might if you leave it.
I'm gonna prepare myself because I see her do it and I'm
Also-
like, well, that wasn't smart, and then I start to
Okay,
prepare
first off, you have
myself.
no idea why I did what I did because you're not inside my head, so don't judge me.
I am
So
seeing with my head
Zara turns to you and she's
My
like,
combat
are
skill
we safe?
and
Are we okay?
experience.
What's going
Just
on?
be
She's
quiet.
like,
I'm gonna shut up.
Okay,
Just
get ready. I'm turning around and I'm talking to them and I'm saying, we heard something, protect the Duke and Zara. And then can Sorshe and I go a little bit further ahead
Yes.
with our things prepared?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Sorshe, make a stealth roll. Tetra, make a stealth.
Sorshe can't.
That's pretty good.
23.
23. Okay.
18.
All right. you guys kind of move ahead quickly, right? Both of you have your bows out. You kind of move ahead. As you get, like, you get about halfway there, and now it's definitely within your dark vision. You see what looks like a humanoid, okay? Like, imagine basically like a large man, maybe
Emphasis on
like,
what looks
Like Hagrid-esque.
yes, Hagrid-esque. Not a giant like what you fought, but just a large man. Rippling
Hagrid.
with muscle, but like completely bent over, like in a fetal position.
Oh, sick, because Reagan shot an arrow. That's why.
Is he
No,
like?
the arrow, you see the arrow, it's like 20 feet away from him.
I know, but
And it's still like flickering, but you see him just crouched down.
Is he
Oh, so he ducked from
hiding?
it? He,
Can I be like, hey,
He's not laying down, he's crouched down. Like,
Is he hiding?
So we can't see his face.
Like, is he?
hey,
you're not there. So you guys see this, and he basically looks like he's,
Okay, so I put my bow back and I take out Morningstar,
what?
and I poke him with it.
you go up to
Can
him.
can I say hey?
Yes.
I think that's a better idea.
I
How
think
do
I
you
want-
say hey?
Hey.
And then I poke him. I poke him with the stick and I go, "Are
Is
you
he just
okay?"
pretending he's not there?
I'm gonna poke him. I poke him and I say, "Are you okay?"
You see him do this.
why would you
Literally,
poke
this is
him?
what happens.
Poke
Watch.
him. Don't
Yeah,
poke
she
him.
did it
You
right.
poke him, he
Don't,
goes.
don't.
He goes.
Yeah, well, I already.
He thinks he's invisible.
Now, when he looks up, you got a look at his face, and it basically like, you know how like people with true giantism have like accentuated features, like Andre the Giant, where like
he
their
look like
their
Chewbacca?
brow is bigger,
Yeah,
and like their jaw is bigger.
yeah.
So you notice as you got closer that he has like a very big brow, like in a very broad jaw with like an underbite, but he's not an orc.
Zorsha,
But
retreat.
he is, but
not gonna
listen, but
retreat.
listen, he is completely hairless and has gray skin.
Cool.
So imagine a large
So it's like
man
Gollum.
rippling with muscle, completely
Gollum is
hairless,
scrawny.
completely hairless. No, like no eyebrows.
What's his?
kind of like you if you
No
were
is he
body
like a
hair.
big? Does he seem like a big gentle giant?
Do you go over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Started
Can
to
I-
walk over there a
Can
while
I
ago.
start? Can I, Zorsha, shut up, don't say anything. Just in advance. Are you okay?
You see, he looks up.
I'll put my bow away slowly.
Wait, something was growling, and clearly it wasn't this man.
Then maybe I
shit,
keep
you're
out my
right.
bow.
What are you afraid
Be
of?
like-
I walked over there. I went over there
Yeah,
to go look for them.
Okay,
and
but make sure you
We
guys are still
both-
protecting Zara
we-
and
They're fine.
I'm
He's
gonna
got
grab
magical
Zara.
spells, bro.
I'm just gonna
I don't
like hold
care.
on to her
Okay,
to make
so
sure
Woe
she's
holds
okay.
Zara's hand.
Yeah, I'm
and
like, you're
Sharsane.
fine. You're okay.
Sharshane's fine because
Too
he
bad.
has magic now. So,
You walk over.
So you
I
guys head over
went
there,
over
and
there
you
and-
see them, and you see a naked, gray-skinned, hairless,
he's naked?
bulging. Yeah, he's.
That's how we know that he's hairless.
He looks like when a kid like ducks down to
Okay.
hide like
well,
this.
I go
and
over
you
there
see
and
he's
I
like-
say, "Name yourself."
No,
No.
Yeah, I want
Just
to know
let
who
it.
he
She
is.
did it. It
I don't
happened.
care.
fine.
Just let it happen.
fine.
I want to be in control of the situation because I hate this.
He's like just looking at you all, and he's like,
Okay, I
Okay, I think we should call the Duke over
Yeah.
now so that he
Yeah.
can understand what he's saying.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, come here. And I walk him over.
The Duke
I'm
goes
like,
over.
can you go talk to him real quick? Make sure he's okay and he's
As-
not going to hurt us.
You guys see as the Duke is approaching, the creature man looks up again, and you notice he sees the Duke. He's looking at the Duke, and the Duke. You guys turn and look at the Duke, and the Duke stops dead in his tracks,
No.
and he looks at the gray-skinned creature. And the gray-skinned creature looks at the Duke, and he's like, "Unash kate ka nishak." And Sharsane, he nods. "Unash kate nishak. Wala Sharsane malakun." And the gray-skinned man stands up, but only onto one knee, like in
He's
an
gonna bow.
honorific way, and he bows deeply. And that's where we'll end this episode of The Vixens. Dun, 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 dun.
Good timing. I thought I was going to